Hi, good evening. I'm meteorologist Chita Craft, filling in tonight for our chief meteorologist, David Paul, and I'm tracking a couple areas that I want you to be aware of. I know some of you probably winding it down, getting close to bedtime, maybe thunderstorms. We have a cluster of thunderstorms, strong thunderstorms just north of the city. We have another cluster here crossing over I-35. So I want you to take note, and even another line actually sitting in West Texas. So the way the setup works tonight, we're going to see these thunderstorms flare up, especially overnight into the early morning hours tomorrow. That's why I want you to be prepared before you go to bed tonight, that you could wake up tomorrow morning with hearing loud thunder, a lot of lightning. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch. That's all in yellow. Now, even though Harris County not under that watch, still want everyone in Harris County to take note of this, because some of these thunderstorms that start to fire up overnight will be capable of producing really strong winds, some hail, and potentially even an isolated tornado. So again, the watch means all the ingredients are there to see the potential of severe weather. And of course, when we have a warning in place, that's what we have towards Crockett, Lovelady. Now, this is just north of Trinity. This is Houston County. So I know it's just out of our area, but these are the types of thunderstorms that will be capable that we could possibly see early tomorrow morning. So again, remember this as you go to bed. It may be time to take action early tomorrow morning. Take a look at all the lightning here. A lot right along 45 from Centerville to Buffalo, again towards Crockett, Lovelady. We'll be watching that for our friends to the north. Now, also just west of us, crossing over I-35, here's Round Rock. Look at that, an intense thunderstorm. Doesn't have a warning on top of it, but remember that watch is in effect. So we'll be watching that just north of Austin. That is technically, I know, still well to our west, but again, those are the type of thunderstorms that we'll be watching and monitoring for tomorrow morning. Now, this is a live look from the Harris County Flood Control District. You see this? We're partners with them. You can see that all of the flood gauges throughout Harris County are green. That's good news, right? We're not experiencing any flooding all across the area. In fact, most of us are just under cloudy skies. We haven't seen much rain at all. I do take you, though, to the San Jacinto River. It's the East Fork and the West Fork. These are areas that are already flooded. So any other rain on top of this is just going to increase the threat of flooding, especially over about the next 2 days. So that flood warning that's in effect, you know, we were hoping to see that expire potentially early Friday. That may not be the case. That may linger even through the upcoming weekend. And it's a similar situation towards the Trinity River. So both of those areas we're going to watch really closely for you over the next, I would say, 36 to 48 hours. Now, overnight, this is the potential of flooding. So this is a scale of 1 to 4. Red is indicating a moderate threat for additional flooding. So a quick 2 to 4 inches of rain early to midday tomorrow, I think, is possible. And if that happens in a really short period of time, that's what causes that street flooding. So that's what you'll need to stay aware of, especially early tomorrow morning. That yellow is indicating a slight risk. So that's a level 2. I would say an area-wide estimate of 1 to 3 inches of rain is probably more likely. And then the further south you travel, south of I-10, it doesn't look like we're going to see quite as much rain as what potentially we're expecting north of town. I say that there is a flood watch that's just about to take effect. We have about an hour, right? It's at 10 o'clock, this flood watch will take effect. It is in effect throughout the day tomorrow. I think the main concentrated areas where we'll see the heaviest rain will be early to mid-morning and potentially linger through your midday. So getting into Thursday, 5 a.m., notice the line of thunderstorms, and it mainly sets up north of I-10. I would say south of I-10, yeah, you could still see an isolated strong thunderstorm, but the best potential of those 2 to 4 inches rainfall accumulation, that can cause that street flooding, the potential of hail, damaging winds. Highest threat for that is north of I-10. Fast forward to 6:30 tomorrow morning. If you're waking up for that morning commute, notice how roadways are going to be really messy. Some of this rain is going to be so heavy it will be blinding. So make sure when you wake up, tune in. Kim Castro and Chris Ramirez will be in. Jennifer Rayna will be watching those roads and telling you, hey, what to avoid, what's looking okay. And then by about 7:30, 8 o'clock, I think the strongest cells are to our east. But the threat is not completely over from there. Take a look at some of this back building. We're still going to see the chance for an additional shower to an additional thunderstorm even throughout the day. Now, the severe aspects, we've been talking a lot about the flood potential, how much rain. So now I'm going to pinpoint the potential of those damaging winds and hail. So on a scale of 1 to 5, notice the entire area, including Fort Bend, Wharton, Harris, Liberty, all counties north and west of, are under that threat level 2. That's saying any of those areas could experience a thunderstorm that could have strong winds. I'm talking winds up to about 50 to 55 miles per hour, hail attached with it. And then let's go back to these rainfall totals. So when you see the color coding from that maroon red to a lighter shade of red, that's getting closer to those 4-inch totals. Notice that's higher for our northern counties, but the closer you get inside the city and even south of, you're looking at maybe more like an inch of rain. So it really depends on where these thunderstorms set up. Those specifics, I can't tell you exactly. I'm giving you the best guidance that I have right now, but again, we're going to be watching this closely for those overnight hours. Now, some of you are asking about Friday, Saturday. I know a lot of you have plans for the weekend. 4:30 Friday morning, we could still be tracking an isolated shower or thunderstorm. It does not look as severe as what I'm expecting tomorrow morning, but we're not rain free. This lingers through potentially midday Friday, and then you want to think the rain's completely out of here, but we get one last push early Saturday, potentially 4 or 5 a.m. Saturday morning, and then that's it. We really dry things out from there. So your 7-day forecast, things next week are very different than what we've had all week this week. We've been holding on to our 80s. We've had these rain chances in place pretty much every day. Next week, we return to the 90s and they linger. Tomorrow morning, we are going to continue to be on weather watch. So we will update you, of course, if any warnings do pop up. Just trying to get you prepared. Stay tuned right here on KHAU.